Hey y'all, back at it again with another vlog. Welcome back to my channel, Black Girl White Coat, BGWC. If you real, if you family, that's what we go by. I'm Sandra as usual. Thank you for tuning in to this vlog. For those of y'all that have been loyal from the very beginning, y'all, it's been almost 3 years now because I'm officially in third year. Started this when I was starting my first year of medical school, and y'all have stuck with me since then. Like, y'all are the real MVPs. I'm so grateful that Black Girl White Coat is almost 3 years old now. Like, this is beautiful. But anyways, this one should be a short one, but every time I say it's gonna be a short one, it's not a short one. I'll be used to it by now, and if you don't know, well, now you know. All right. So that's why my videos are long. So anyways, this video should be short. It's just, you know, about third year so far. So like I said, glory be to God. Hallelujah. It is only by his grace and his grace alone that I made it to my third year in medical school or whatever. But in my school, my curriculum, third year signifies your like end of preclinical years. So the end of the point where I'm just, you know, in a classroom studying, you know, my head's always in a book. The end of that phase of my journey, my med school journey, and now I'm actually in the hospital going through rotations, and I've officially started my clinical years now. This is beautiful because I feel like this is a part where like I'll be better at, because I feel like I'm much better at like dealing with people and talking with patients and doing hands-on thing versus like studying and memorizing and reading and taking standardized tests. Like, that is not what I feel the strongest in. I definitely feel the strongest in like patient-centered, hands-on, person-to-person communication, relationship type of things. So I'm really hoping and praying and expecting to excel and thrive in these clinical years. And that's why I am so excited to be done with, well, tests are still gonna be there. I still have to take a test after every rotation, but I'm excited to be done with the preclinical years. And this really signifies like I'm more than halfway done with my med school career. By the grace of God, I'll be graduating in what, May 2020. So God is good. God is really good. Like, I'm out here making it. I remember the beginning of medical school, not knowing what I was doing, not knowing what I was getting into. That first test, preparing for that first test. I know I talked about it on a lot of vlogs ago about like how like I lost weight and I was so stressed just studying for that first med school test, and everything turned out okay. Like, I'm still here, I'm still alive, I'm still standing, I'm still breathing. Like, huh? I still have, you know, a life outside of school. I still have things that I enjoy to do, hobbies, things that make me smile and laugh. I'm not, you know, depressed by school by any means. So God has been really faithful. Like, that's not everybody's story, and I'm very aware of that. But as for me, God has been very faithful, and his grace and his mercy are the only reasons why I'm here today, because I know that it is not by my strength. Med school is not easy. This path is not easy, but it just all makes more sense now that I'm actually seeing everything that I've worked for like in real life, and I'm able to touch it and like put it, my words and my, you know, studying and all the intangible things, I'm able to put it into tangible moments. Like, I'm able to touch and see and fix and do, and I could go on and on and on about how grateful I am, but y'all get the point. Y'all get the gist. I'm just here to talk about third year, what exactly third year means for me, and what are clinical years. All right, so let's break it down. Like I said, for me and for most curriculums, after you take step 1 and after you finish those first 2 years in medical school, you are officially done with your preclinical years. Preclinical years mean just that, before you're in the clinic doing rotations and you're able to do hands-on stuff. The thing is, more medical schools now are trying to incorporate like those clinical years. They're trying to get them, like, get you experience in the clinic and in the hospitals as fast as possible. And my school definitely is on board with that as well, because throughout my first and second years, we had preceptorships, which are basically like shadowing, but like you can do a little bit more since you're actually like in medical school. So it's not like in my preclinical years, I never saw a hospital or I never saw a clinic. No, during your preclinical years, you still have opportunities to shadow. Sometimes it's even not recommended, but it's a requirement in your curriculum, which I'm pretty sure is going on all over the US in the medical schools. It's required that you have some clinical experience in those first 2 years as well. In your first 2 years, you see standardized patients, which are like paid actors that come in to, you know, act out certain situations and symptoms. So like if you're studying neuro for that block, then you're going to learn how to do a neurohistory and physical and exam and all that stuff. So you have SPs, which is what we call the standardized patients. And we have those during the first 2 years. We're graded on those. We're, you know, watched and recorded, and you know, they have to make sure that we can do a little bit of stuff in the clinic and in the hospital setting during the preclinical years. But for the most part, preclinical is just that. You spend most of your time in the library studying, or wherever you study best, you know, just preparing for tests. And ultimately, you're preparing for step 1. Now, my step 1 story is still coming. Scores were delayed, still waiting on those scores, which will probably come out sometime in the coming very, very, very near future. I know that God saw me through that, so I'm very confident, but I still want to save my whole step 1 talk and spiel, because it's going to be a long one. I'm going to save that for a separate vlog. But once you get through step 1, you get through your preclinical years, you are officially where I'm at now, which is at the beginning of 3rd year, going into your rotations. There's so many different tracks that my school offers, or that my school has as options for students, because of course, not every student can go through the same rotation in the same order with the same doctors at the same time. So it's like randomized kind of. They say that you have a choice, but you really don't have a choice. It's kind of randomized, like a lottery draft kind of thing. And by my luck of the draw, I got Ob-gyn or Ob-gyn, depending on where you're from or what you say. I got that first. So right now, that's what I'm doing. We just finished 2 weeks. So I'm 2 weeks into 3rd year. And I'm starting week 3 in OB on the labor and delivery floor, and probably a little bit postpartum on Monday in a couple days. So I'm really excited for that. In my experience, Ob-gyn has been really, really, really interesting. Like, by no means did I come into school thinking that I wanted to be an Ob-gyn doc, or, you know, even go into this field, or even be interested in this field, to be honest. But Ob-gyn is hard. The hours are long. But I'm liking it, and I'm enjoying it. I'm finding it way more interesting than I ever thought I would. Like, the doctors that I'm working with, I really admire. The residents that we are under, I really admire. And I don't know, like, I have so much more respect for women and moms and babies. Like, it's just, I don't know. I just got a whole new perspective from Ob-gyn, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I started my first week on gyn, so just gynecology. Then I went to my 2nd week on gynecology oncology, so like cancers of the ovaries, uterus, fallopian tubes, that area, vulva, vagina, all that stuff. But specifically cancers and precancerous lesions and stuff like that. That's what I just came out of. This next week, in a couple days, I'm just starting OB. That's obstetrics. And then my 4th week, I'm doing clinic, which is just an outpatient clinic. And then my final week, we have a week of nights. So we have to get the experience of what it's like working night shift. And that's part of our curriculum and our Ob-gyn experience as well. So far, like I've said, I've done gynecology and I've done gynecology oncology. And if you don't know, Ob-gyn is a surgical specialty. I wasn't prepared for the amount of surgery that they actually do, but that's all gynecology and gynecology oncology really is. Well, not all, but that's mostly what it is surgery. And I wasn't sure, and I'm still not sure if I'm interested in surgery, but I've been exposed to so much of that right off the bat that it's starting to, you know, gain a little ground in my heart. I don't know if I'm a surgeon just yet, and I'm pretty sure in the previous vlog I've said that surgery is not for me. Like in the vlogs that I had with Brandon, who's going into ENT surgery, he was talking about how you have to make the decision in medical school whether you're going to cut or you're not going to cut. Do you like surgeries or do you not like surgeries? Do you like being in the OR all day or do you not like being in the OR all day? So that's one of the biggest decisions that you're going to have to make. And I was like, I would say 98% certain that I was never going to be a surgeon. And to put it this way, now I'm like only 52% certain that I'm not going to be a surgeon. So surgery is really growing on me, and that is all coming from my experience through gynecology. And this is exactly what I wanted. I am enjoying the fact that my eyes are being open to things that I would have never, you know, known that I liked or had an interest in if I wouldn't have this experience. So surgery is definitely one of those things. I'm still not sold on the fact that I want to spend every day of my working hours in an OR. Still don't think that that is me, to be honest, but you know, God's still working on me, and who knows, I may end up liking surgery. But needless to say, I am done with surgery in the Ob-gyn part right now. So next week, like I said, in a couple days, starting OB, and I'm looking forward to delivering babies, or at least we have to deliver at least one baby. So I'm looking forward to getting that experience and to, you know, just experiencing more of the miracle that is childbirth and motherhood and all that good stuff. So going through rotations and going through your clinical years, first of all, I hope everybody knows what rotations mean. Rotations are just like, you have to get a certain amount of experience in all the big specialties before you can graduate medical school, basically. So there's a mandatory rotation schedule for our school, and for the most part, it includes the big things like Ob-gyn, internal medicine, pediatrics, surgery, what else? Psychology, family medicine. That's pretty much it for third year. There's a few more required ones for fourth year, but for the most part, fourth year is going to be electives. So if I was in surgery and for a week I had trauma surgery specifically, and I found that to be like super interesting, I could spend my elective time in fourth year, you know, diving deeper into that field. Or if I found interventional radiology interesting, and you don't get to experience that as a mandatory course or as a mandatory rotation in third year, but if I still found that interesting, I could still choose to go into that and explore that during an elective in fourth year. So that's how the rotations works, and that's what I mean by rotations and elective years and stuff like that. So there's always a way to, you know, explore what you feel like you might be interested in. Anesthesiology, I know, is a big one that people are going to do elective rotations in. So that's just to break it down to like let you know what rotations really mean and what third and fourth year kind of look like. Yeah, that's a little bit about my third year. That's what I'm experiencing. Having a lot of fun. Feeling like I'm, you know, actually doing something with my life, and being hands-on is really, really, really rewarding for me. But so yeah, the biggest decision that I have to make soon is surgery or not. You know, operate, cut, or not. And right now, like I said, 52% of me is like, no, it's not you. But that's different because at the beginning I was like 98, 99% sure, like, nah, you ain't gonna be no surgeon. I ain't got time for that. My back is killing me, like. But now it's growing on me, so we'll see. And I'll keep y'all updated. I'll keep being transparent as I always am and as I always preach. Y'all will always know what is happening in my world of medicine and schooling and academics. So yeah, if you have any questions about how third year goes or how clinical year goes or how any of my previous 2 years went in my preclinical years, please feel free to shoot me an email or message me on Instagram or any social media site or whatever. I also have a place where you can directly message me on my website. If you go to www.blackgirlwhitecoat.org and you click the contact or connect link or whatever it's called, you'll find a way to message me there too. And I'm always open to questions, always willing to give answers and to communicate with y'all. So yeah, that was just a quick update of my third year so far. God is good. God is great. If you want to be where I am one day, or if you are striving to be in some kind of medical field, healthcare field, a healthcare professional, I just want to encourage y'all that y'all can do it. It pays off so greatly. Like, I'm tired. Don't get me wrong. I'm dead tired when I come home after my 12, 13-hour days. But like, there's just a large chunk of like satisfaction. Like, dang, I'm actually doing something that's meaningful and purposeful, and I'm working towards an attainable goal that is like very near future for me. It's so worth it. All the struggle that you're going through with applications, with MCAT, with this, with that, with undergrad, it's gonna be worth it. It does pay off. So keep going, stay the course. Last but not least, before I go, wait a minute, I got something to show y'all. Come on, who wouldn't want that? Like, this is cute, got my logo on the sleeve or whatever. But thank y'all for tuning in. The rain is starting to come down, and I hope y'all don't hear it. But I love y'all. Stay blessed. Stay woke out in these streets. We out here. Whatever. Black is beautiful. Power to the people.